Hello everyone and welcome back to Brown Coat Reviews. I'm your host Laura. Now the world of comics is as diverse as the people that read them. We all have our favorites that we love and those that we love to hate. But the best times are had when we don't let those differences come between us and instead celebrate those diversities. And welcome to our new series called Bjkicks Started It. Now Bjkicks is the name of a fellow YouTube channel. I've included the link below. And it is run by a great friend of mine and comic book lover. Now, Bjkicks' channel focuses in on the comic books that he buys, reads, reviews, and does it all for our viewing pleasure. So Bjkicks is actually the reason that I started my own YouTube channel. I had reached out to him to talk about a couple of different series that maybe I was reading that he wasn't, and different stories that I really loved. And he was the one who said, well, Laura, why don't you start your own YouTube channel? So, thank you for the inspiration and, of course, the amazing support. He was the one who helped me with the logo, which I think is gorgeous. So, Bjkicks did technically give that pushing point to start Brown Coat Reviews. But the other thing that Bjkicks has started is inspiring all of us to try different series or books or check out some of those millions of omnibuses that he shows on his channel. I know it's not really millions, but you see the stacks and you're like, wow. It's a lot of reading to do. I'm wondering how long it's going to take for him to catch up with that entire collection. It's really impressive. You should definitely check it out. Now, one of the first of many things that I have tried thanks to his wonderful channel over at Bjkicks is the Mainstream Comics subscription box. Now, Mainstream Comics did an amazing job of actually sponsoring Bjkicks' channel. It's an amazing opportunity for him to showcase mainstream comics, but then also for him to show basically what comes in these mystery boxes. Now, I don't know about you, but I think all of us have either been burned or been a little weary of mystery boxes. Sometimes you will get some amazing comic books in there, and sometimes you end up with the junk pile that the comic book shop just couldn't sell to the public. So I'm always very nervous about them. So when Bjkicks talked about mainstream comics, it was a brand new idea that instead of just giving you a whole bunch of guck, they actually outline what comes in the box. So what comes in your box is you will get 7 comic books or 7 comic book related items. Now, when they say comic book related items, they're not talking about, the toys, collectibles, those kinds of collectibles. They're talking typically about like books. Sometimes you will get art prints, but again, they are still, comic related. Still following? So the box will include a variant cover, a premium artist cover, a #1 comic book. Then you will also get a new release, you'll get a reader, you'll get a flashback, which typically is a comic book from the 80s or 90s, and then you will also get a Lucky Ducky. So the cool thing about the Lucky Ducky is that you can actually watch live on the Mainstream Comics Facebook page, and you can see kind of the spinning wheel, and you'll actually see all the individual items that were included in the Lucky Ducky for that week. Now, one of the many reasons why I grabbed the Mainstream Comics subscription box. One, because I was like, you know what, let's give it a try. Because it gave that great breakdown of what was included, and it was a great price. So it was $30, not including shipping and handling. Go to Bjkicks' channel and you do get a discount code that's only available through him. Again, another reason to check it out. But the other thing that I wanted to see was for our little insider perspective. Now, because Bjkicks is working specifically with Mainstream Comics, I also wanted to challenge them a little bit further. So I didn't reach out to Mainstream Comics. They have no idea that I'm doing this video. So surprise Mystery Dave, here I am. So Bjkicks will show his videos, of what boxes he receives. And sometimes you've seen it where the person who does the YouTube video gets the special box, and then there's the box that the rest of us receive. Because the company knows that obviously the YouTube channel is going to showcase the box that they make sure it's got the extra special stuff. So what I wanted to do also is anonymously purchase one and show you what the rest of us receive in our boxes. So then you can determine for yourself, well, is this, a special case where Bjkicks gets something special and the rest of us end up with, Or is this fair play And now suddenly we're all getting something that's unique. Want to check it out? Now, one of the other millions of things that I actually really liked about this box is that everything is labeled. So obviously we've got our list of, we've got our variant cover, our premium artist cover, our comic book, but when you kind of list it out and you look at, you know, especially what could be in the box, and you look at all the different possible variations, it's really easy to get a little confused. So one of the things that I actually really appreciated was that there are stickers on every single item to let you know which one this is counting towards. Is this counting towards the variant cover? Is this considered a premium artist? Is this your number one? Because what if you end up with 2 issues that are number ones? Kind of lays it out for you. So I did really, really appreciate that. So the first thing I actually saw in my box is my lucky ducky, and that is Thanos Cosmic Powers. Now, this is written by Marz. The art is done by Tom Greenberg, Ron Lim, Jeff Moore, Andy Smith, and Scott Eaton. Now, this trade paperback is actually valued at $34.99. So, obviously, the price of the mystery box is $30 without our special code, thanks to Bjkicks. And then, of course, you have shipping and handling. So, you end up paying around $35. But one trade paperback is already $35. So you're already getting your value back, which I thought that was actually really cool. So Spider-Woman is my variant cover. And this is actually Spider-Woman issue number 5. It's the C cover done by Patrick Gleason. I think it's gorgeous. My issue number 1 ended up being the Fantastic Four. So this was actually released in October of 2020. So this is still a very recent release. I didn't actually grab this from my local comic book shop, so I'm very intrigued to check it out. It is a mini series, so this is not an ongoing series, so of course I can kind of find the standalone event, which is pretty cool. My premium artist cover ended up being Iron Man number 1, but this is one of the Alex Ross variant covers. Now this one I did actually have, but I love that Iron Man cover so much, I don't mind having 2 copies. And it also means that down the road, if we want to do any freebies or giveaways, this is an easy one to give away that I think anyone can certainly appreciate. Now, my flashbacks from either 70s, 80s, or 90s was the Avengers, and this is issue 274. Now, this was published back in December of 1986. This is Hercules' last stand. I know a little bit about her, the character of Hercules. I've seen him in a couple other different series, but I'm really intrigued to read this one. So I'm actually really excited. Thank you, Mystery Dave. And then we start getting into the cool stuff. I try not to tell everyone that I'm slowly, very, very slowly amassing Spawn covers, because there are 300 and I think I have 5. There are a lot to fill in. So when I saw my next cover, which is actually Spawn 311, so this is the A cover done by Francesco Mattina. The neat thing about this particular one is I had actually purchased the B cover, which is the Chadwick Boseman tribute done by Todd McFarlane. It's gorgeous. I love that cover. But again, if I had an endless supply of funds, I would actually want, the traditional Spawn cover and that Chadwick Boseman tribute cover as well. So this was actually really cool to have both, even though Mystery Dave had no idea that I was looking for it. So that was a neat find for me. And then the last one was this really, really cool Todd McFarlane cover of Spawn 313. It's the B cover. It is actually considered my new release. It's gorgeous. You can't really go wrong with the Todd McFarlane cover. I mean, and I'm not just saying that. It's gorgeous. The ink, it just, Spawn always pops off the page. Okay, so 2 things that happen that are special with this particular mystery box. So 1, I ended up getting a free art print done by Ben Rizika, and this is actually a Carnage image. It is signed by the artist, which I thought was really cool. If you purchase 10 boxes for Mainstream Comics, you automatically qualify for the more exclusive variant art print, which is actually really, really cool. So you get an additional benefit for staying loyal to Mainstream Comics. Now, the other thing that I wanted to make sure to emphasize is Obviously, with my subscription box, I automatically qualified for a drawing for a lucky ducky. Now, the other thing that automatically happens is I'm entered into a draw for a golden ducky. Now, that's where we're looking into those amazing CGC covers that I would love to win. So, Mainstream Dave, I'm a great person, and I really like CGC covers. I'm kidding, only slightly, but I'll take one. Just saying, I volunteer. So the thing that's really, really great is, like I said, all of these, whether it's the Lucky Ducky or the Golden Duckies, everything is done live. So it does make sure that Mystery Dave doesn't just kind of pre-select me on the side, even though that would be great. It makes sure that there's fairness, and then we can actually see who wins, and then of course you get a chance to congratulate them, which is really, really fun. And it builds that community. It also adds to the suspense as you're watching your number kind of spin around. And hope that maybe you get selected for that CGC cover. Keep our fingers crossed. We will find out on February 24th at 6:30 Pacific time whether I am lucky enough to win one of these amazing CGC covers. Maybe, just maybe. If not, it's okay. Better luck next time. So sometimes you will see where the YouTube channel will give you that premium box and show you what you could get, and it's not what us lesser beings end up getting when we place the exact same order. So I'm actually thrilled to say that my box is on the exact same level. So it again shows the integrity that Mainstream Comics is doing with their mystery boxes, that there's no hidden agenda behind the scenes to make sure that they look really good on camera, and then the rest of us end up with something that's just so-so. So I was really impressed. I would definitely purchase another mystery box from Mainstream Comics. Highly recommend it. And this is definitely one of those situations where Bjkicks started it, and I'm really glad he did. So I didn't know about Mainstream Comics until Bjkicks started it, and I can't wait to see what else he's going to inspire me to try next. So tune in next time for our next issue here at Brown Coat Reviews. And let me know in the comments below, is there something that you have tried thanks to Bjkicks' channel or someone else in the comic book world? Was there a series that you weren't interested in that you liked because someone else recommended it? Or tell me below in the comments, was there a mystery box that you purchased that had amazing stuff in it? And were there mystery boxes that you purchased that had a lot of nothingness? Well, like I said, I think we all have both stories to share. So tell me what your experience was like. Are you interested in continuing to purchase mystery boxes, or are they not really your thing? If so, tell me why. Let's start the conversation. So thank you all for joining me today at Brown Coat Reviews. I'm your host, Laura, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.